All right, well, welcome to our second recording for Hopewell Yoga. This time we're doing a balancing routine, and I'm joined again by Michelle and Dawn, and now we have Casey with us as well, and Stephen is doing our recording for us. So we'll start with some deep breathing. Let's inhale to a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, and then exhale to a count of 4. You can do that at your own pace. We're fortunate to be practicing in this beautiful outdoor space here, letting go of our worries and our tensions for the day. One more deep breath in. And let's come into a tabletop position. So we're going to come onto hands and knees, our shoulders over our wrists, our hips over our knees, and we'll do some cat and cow stretches. So we'll inhale, let our belly sag towards the mat, bring our gaze forward for cow. Exhale, round that back. Gaze comes towards the floor for cat. And moving through this series at your own pace for a few breaths. Let's come back to tabletop, and then we'll push our hips up, curl those toes. Alternating heel lifts as we wake up those calf muscles. Let's let ourselves come into a forward fold. Head just hanging heavy towards the mat. Sweeping those arms up, let's reach our way up. Bring our hands down through our heart. And we'll do another deep breath in. And we're going to inhale the arms up and then exhale and push our hips back. We'll come into chair pose. So our knees are bent, feet fairly close together. If this is a little difficult for your neck, bring those hands down towards your heart. Sometimes that puts a little strain on the neck. And let's reach the arms up and inhale. Exhale to a forward fold. Coming into a little flow here. Let's inhale those arms up. Exhale to chair. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale one more time. Exhale back to chair. Let's go straight from here to forward fold. So we're just going to follow those hands right down towards the floor. And we'll step back into a plank pose. We can do plank on our toes, or we can come down to our knees, as long as we keep a nice long spine. Either way works. Pulling in with those abdominal muscles. And then bringing our shoulders and chest forward, and then bending those elbows, coming down onto our mats. Hands are right at under our shoulders. We're going to push our chest up. And let's release back down. Push our way back. And back to downward facing dog. Starting a little bit of a balancing series here. We'll work our way slowly through this once, and then we'll go through each side, moving with our breath. Let's start with that right leg. Lift that up behind us. And then step that foot all the way through our hands. We're in a nice low lunge here. We're going to inhale, lift those arms above our head, come into crescent pose. So both of our feet are pointing the same direction. Right knee is moving towards those center toes. Inhale here, and then we're going to let our left leg lift up into the air. Bring those hands back behind us as we come into airplane. And if you fall out, just go ahead, rejoin us whenever you're ready. From here, let's lift those arms up. Bring that left knee up in front of us. We're in one-legged mountain pose. And then taking that the left ankle over the right knee, we're gonna sit back, bring our hands to our heart, and come into a figure four. Let's bring that left knee up. And then we're going to come into a curtsy lunge. So we're going to take that left knee behind us and bend both knees. From here, we'll bring that left knee up one more time. And then let that float up behind us. We're going to hinge at the hips, come down to a standing split. Left leg can go as high as you want it to. Bringing our chest even closer to our shin. And then lifting up a little bit so we're at more of a flat back. And then stepping that back foot down. We're in a lunge again. And let's twist up to the right side. So twisting towards that bent knee. Bring that right hand back down to the mat. We're going to go flat on that back foot. Inhale and lift our way into a warrior two position. So our gaze is forward over our right fingers, right knee is bent. Hips open up wide to that long side of our mat. Bringing our right hand down onto that right thigh, let's lift up with that left hand. We're in a side angle here. We can stay right here. We can come down a little further if we want. Maybe bring that left hand over our head a little bit more. Whatever feels comfortable for you tonight. Lifting up from that pose, let's go ahead, lift that hand, right hand up towards the sky. We're bending that right knee, coming into reverse warrior. Left hand is reaching down behind that left leg. You can go ahead and straighten that right leg if you need to, if you need a little break, and then rejoin us. Getting ready to come into half moon. We're going to push off with that left foot, bring our right hand down a few inches in front of us. Left hand can either be on our hip or up in the air. Let's use the strength in our right leg, push our way back up. We're coming into a star position, so our toes are pointing out, arms are lifting up. Bellies are pulling in. And then turn those feet a little bit so the toes are facing forward. We're going to sweep the arms down, hinge at the hips, come into a forward straddle bend. Hands can be on our shin, hands can be all the way down on the mat. Let's lift up from there, walk our hands towards the front. We're back into our nice low lunge. We're going to step back to downward facing dog. Take a couple of deep breaths here before we do all of that again on the left side. And let's start over. So we'll take that left leg, reach that up behind us. And then step the left foot all the way through. We're in that low lunge. Let's inhale, lift those arms up, come into our crescent pose. Getting ready to fly into our airplane. We'll unweight that right leg, let that float up behind us. Arms back by our side. And let's lift those hands up, bring that right knee up into our one-legged mountain. Taking that right knee outside that the right ankle outside the left knee. We'll sit back into our figure four. Noticing as we're doing this, one side might be easier than the other. No judgment, we're just noticing. And let's lift that right knee up. Bring it behind us to a curtsy lunge. Lift that right knee up. Hinging at the hips. Let's come into that standing split. Right leg floating up behind us. Chest coming over that thigh as close to the shin as we can. We'll lift our way to a flat back. And then step back to a lunge again. Sweep that left hand up towards the left side. Come back to our lunge, bring that back foot down. Let's inhale our way to again, feeling the mat with the outer edge of that right foot. And let's move into our side angle. Arm down towards the left thigh, right arm reaches up. Let's push our way up into a reverse warrior. Straighten that leg if it's a little tired, and then bend back when you're ready to join again in the pose. We'll get ready to do our half moon, which, as I'm gazing at the moon, is just about where we are, so that's quite appropriate. Let's reach forward with that left hand. Bring it down to the mat. Right arm reaches up, right leg stretches behind us. Using that strength in our left foot, let's push off there, come into our star pose, so toes pointing out. Turn those toes so that they're pointing a little bit more forward, and let's bring those arms down, hinge at the hips, straddle forward fold. We'll walk those hands around to the front, turn that left foot so it's facing forward, back foot's facing forward. Let's step back to downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. All right, let's take that right leg. We're going to try moving with each breath here. So let's take that right leg, inhale it up. Exhale, forward to lunge. Inhale to a crescent. Exhale to airplane. Inhale to our one-legged mountain. Exhale to a figure four. Inhale to mountain. Exhale, curtsy lunge. Inhale, leg up one more time. Exhale, standing split. Inhale to that flat back. Exhale back to lunge. Inhale to our twist. Exhale, right hand comes down, left foot goes flat. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale to half moon. Inhale to our star. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, walk those hands around. Exhale, lunge. Inhale here, and then let's push back to downward facing dog. We'll get ready for the same on the other side. Let's lift that left leg up with an inhale. Exhale to lunge. Inhale, crescent. Exhale to airplane. Inhale to one-legged mountain. Exhale to our figure four. Inhale, mountain. Exhale to a curtsy. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, standing split. Inhale to the flat back. Exhale to our lunge. Inhale to our twist. Exhale back to the lunge. Right foot comes down. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale to half moon. Inhale to star. Exhale to a forward fold. Inhale back to lunge. And this time exhale right back to downward facing dog. Good job, everyone. That moves pretty fast. Let's walk the feet up to meet the hands. Hang in a forward fold. Sweep those arms up. And bring them down towards our heart. So a few more balancing poses. We're going to start with tree pose. Let's start with weighting our right foot, unweighting our left. Finding our gaze point. Let's bring that left knee up in front of us. And then right hand can come up towards the right hip. Let's open up that left knee to the side. Option to stay here. Option to take that right arm out at shoulder level. Other option, grab onto that big toe with your peace fingers and open that leg to the side. Whatever is available for you tonight is what is going to be best for you. So do what you makes your practice yours. And let's release. Oh, shake out the legs a little bit. We're getting a little bit of a workout with this routine. Let's do the same on the other side. Take that right leg up. Weight is in our left leg. Maybe do the opposite with your arms this time, whatever you didn't do before. Let's release the arms, bring that right foot up in front, right knee up in front, and then it to the side. And again, option to stay here, option to grab onto that big toe, straighten that leg. If you're doing this at home, you can always use a wall just to give yourself a little bit of balance. And let's release. Whew, shake out the legs. Come into a big inhale. Exhale to forward fold. Let's walk the hands forward a little, walk the feet back. We'll come into plank. And then lower the knees down to the mat. We're going to come to a seated position. All right, so we're coming into a seated position, opening up those knees wide. Let's bring those hands under our feet, trying to keep our backs fairly long and straight and hinge forward a little bit. Feel that nice stretch in those inner hip, all those inner hip muscles. Let's release from there. We're going to come actually down now to our backs. And let's take our arms out at shoulder level. We're going to bring those knees up towards our chest and let them fall gently over towards the right side. Our gaze is over our left shoulder. Bring the knees back to the center, and let's go over to the other side. Come back to the center. Let's take that right leg flat on the mat. Take your right hand around that left bent knee and just guide that left knee over towards your right side. So it's a very similar stretch, just a little different. You can straighten out that leg if you want, or keep your knee bent. We'll come back to the center, straighten that left leg, bend the right knee, bring the right knee up towards the chest, and then over. And again, keeping that right knee bent or straightening that right leg. Both legs now flat, hands by our side, coming into our Shavasana, our relaxation pose. Pausing here if you're watching at home and you want to take a longer Shavasana. All right, so we'll come to a seated position. And let's take a couple of deep breaths in. Bringing our hands to our heart, we'll end our practice with a bow. The divine in me recognizes the divine in you. Namaste.